There's a quote of Philip K. Dick that says, "There exists, for everyone, a sentence, a series of words, that has the power to destroy you. Which sentence is it for you? I used to be so proud of you. You used to be so beautiful. My mum. We were only your friend, because you wouldn't take the hint. Your tumor from 3 years ago has returned. You were a shitty parent." I had to say something similar to one of my parents 6 years ago. It hurts us to say it too. My father is a raging narcissist. He is really old now, and doesn't have much time left. Like most narcissists, he needs constant validation. I just know he's going to ask me if he was a good father. He wasn't. He was terrible. You make me happy, but being with you is making me miserable. Mental illness is insidious. If you think you might suffer from something that's negatively affecting your friendships or relationships, please talk with a therapist or a psychiatrist before it's too late. Sometimes, even after getting treatment, the damage is already done. Trust is earned, but with a lot of people it can only be earned once. My best friend. Do you have a best friend? ... I thought I did. Similar thing happened to me. Hanging out with group of my best friends of a few years in high school, getting ready to go to the movies at one of their houses. They get in one of our friends' cars and ask if I'm going to be able to get a ride home. Aren't we going to X? They all awkwardly look at each other. Me, nope, I don't need a ride. I'll walk home. That moment it all clicked, that I was never their friend all those years, and that they didn't want me around. It was all just politeness to them. I considered one, if the guy's my second family. I've stayed over at his place many times and his parents love having me around. It destroyed me back then. I almost dropped out because of it. My family at home wasn't great, and I had already dealt with losing all of my friends from elementary to middle school. It was all happening again. I was never actually wanted. I wasn't an outcast either. I always had girls wanting to be with me, and was known as a pretty funny and good guy to be around. I think that's another reason why it hurt so much. I didn't have peers and friends. It didn't make sense. I gave up on friends. I decided to live for myself. I enjoyed messing around with girls and doing my own thing. Fuck everyone else. The only thing that got me back on track and trusting people was my Marine recruiter helping me out of my failing grades and my now wife. I'm still fucked up by it though. I have no guy friends. Zero. People invite me out and like hanging with me, but I just don't want it happening a third time. I have plenty of women friends, but nobody I can just chill with without a worry of it being more than platonic. Stop talking. What if every relationship you've ever been in is somebody slowly figuring out they didn't like you as much as they hoped they would? James Acaster ironically said during his stand-up routine, which otherwise was hilarious. No one wants you here. Anyone can say it. And no matter how much progress I've made, it always rings true. I don't love you anymore. Might not be helpful, but this was said to me, totally out of the blue in my eyes, and it was the immediate end. My friends tried to convince me to get a second chance etc. We were together about 6 years, and I just had one thought in mind which I will share with you now. I deserve to be loved. If someone doesn't want to be with you, you move on. She hadn't cheated or been cruel or anything, but if she doesn't love me, neither of us should be in the relationship, and it's time to move on without hate/unhappiness. Nobody actually likes you, we all just pretend to, but you're actually super annoying. I legit told my friends, how the fuck do you put up with me? I don't even like me. They didn't like that, and later when one of them came over and we discussed the most annoying parts of our common friends, I asked what he thinks is my biggest flaw or most annoying thing I do, and he told me that I keep dragging myself down. I have good friends. Not many, but good ones. TCH. Like I'm gonna tell you my weakness. Unexpected item in the bagging area. What is wrong with you? This crushes me every time I remember it. It's what I shouted at my 4-year-old son after some random thing he did, and it's my most shameful memory. He burst into tears, and I worry every day that somehow it's imprinted into his memory and irrevocably altered his personality. I love him too so much, but somehow my brain is just terrible with people, even the people I love the most. I wish I knew what was wrong with me. Your mother has passed. I was raised by a single mother for most of my life before she remarried, but even then it's always been me and her against the world. Most of who I am is because of her. I dread the day that she passes on to the next world. I know for a fact that sentence will destroy me. Not forever, but it will destroy a part of who I am. You have been accused of insert some impropriety with a minor. I'm a teacher. Just an accusation alone would almost certainly end my career. I literally have nightmares about that shit. I had to talk her, now former, in large part because of this, friend out of accusing a teacher who had it out for her. He didn't. She was just an awful student, of fooling around with her, just to get back at him. She couldn't comprehend that he wouldn't just get suspended or fired, but his fucking life would basically be over. After exhausting all other options, I threatened that I'd make copies of the chat log where she was talking about making up the accusation and send them to school administrators if she went through with it. You look like you're going to spend your life having one epiphany after another, always thinking you've finally figured out what's holding you back and how you can finally be productive and creative and turn your life around. But nothing will ever change. That cycle of mediocrity isn't due to some obstacle. It's who you are. The thing standing in the way of your dreams is that the person having them is you. Everyone in the family talks about how you need to get your shit together, but we are all afraid that if we say something about it to you, you'll have another one of your little breakdowns. My mom, circa 2015. Still haven't gotten my shit together. Still have severe depression. We were never your friend. Edit. Thank you all so much. This is my most upvoted comment and my most replied comment. Yesterday I went to sleep with 25 and now I have 4,000.